It's evening. It's actually late afternoon. It's almost 6:30 here right now. It's been a busy day, and I've ended up at the lake. I'm gonna be here for a few days. So today I attended church, and then I went and had lunch with a girlfriend, and then visited another girlfriend in the hospital. And, I just am so very grateful for what I have and the blessings that I have in my life. And when you see people that are going through different things, it makes you take stock of how blessed you really are. So that's the stuff I wanted to share about today, risers. This morning I shared the verse of the day, and then of course Proverbs of the day. But I want to go a little bit more in depth with that and really plant some seeds with everyone, because I'm always, you guys know, I show up and I share tips, tools, and tactics. And you hear my voice getting a little funky again. It's stuff that's in the air, and it's been a little humid, so my hair's a little fuzzy, but don't mind me. Bear with me on this. And I'm my lunatic, so now I'm not having coffee or tea. I've got a cold iced tea in here. So risers, going back and now and thinking of what I shared in the verse of the day. So the verse of the day came from Romans 8:31. What shall we say about such wonderful things as these? If God is for us, who can ever be against us? I really find that very empowering. Personally, I find it very empowering, and it helps me to have courage for whatever it is that I am seeing in front of me. But then we have to be realistic too. And this is where I didn't talk about this morning in that post, but I really want to talk to you guys about this because it, you may not realize it, but Satan, right? Satan will continue to try to do his very best to throw a wrench into works, into whatever's going on. He wants to destroy things in your life. And whatever you have going good, he's not happy with that. He wants to mess it up. So, yes, if God is for us, who can ever be against us? It's going to be Satan. If anything, it's going to be Satan, and he's going to attack. And what happens is the more that he sees us doing the things that are pleasing to God, and if he can tell that what we've been working on, if we've been working on something and doing a very good job, but we're tired, we're almost there, but we're getting to that the last little bit that we have to do. That's when he's going to come, and he's going to start whispering in our ears, and oh, isn't this too much work? Is it really worth it? Those types of things. So I want you to realize this, risers. Satan will still come. He will still come. But the more that you have, right? If you're wearing your armor of God, suit up, and have the sword of the word. Have the sword the more that you can understand and utilize God's words, because Satan's going to try to manipulate and flip those and try to use them against you. And that's just what happened, right? That's just what happened in the Garden of Eden with the snake, right? And Eve with the apple. So really, start thinking, if you're going to start having these thoughts coming into your mind, go to the Bible. Go to the Bible and see what the Bible says. Because again, these may just be those thoughts that Satan's putting into, those little whispers and those thoughts, those negative thoughts coming in. So that's what I wanted to really bring to you today about the verse of the day from Romans 8:31. I really wanted you to think about that. And then, because then the next thing was the Proverbs 14:30 today. And so these kind of go together. So that Proverbs today that I chose out of Proverbs 14 was number 30. A peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. Jealousy is like a cancer in the bones. Okay, so I'm not just talking jealousy that you can be jealous of somebody because they're taller, prettier, smarter, they're more financially stable or healthy than you are. But so people have the jealousy, but then the jealousy and envy are very, very, they're basically the same word. They can be used interchangeable when you're envious of somebody for something or you're jealous of them for something. But really thinking about that, I say, and what I shared in the text part of this post is we need to, on a regular basis, we need to check ourselves before we wreck ourselves in all 8 dimensions of our life. We're not in competition, and this is where people struggle. We are not in competition with anyone else. We are all different. Just think about this. We all like different things. Do we have to like what everybody else has? Just because we think we might like it does not necessarily mean that we will. And our level of fulfillment with something is going to be potentially different than someone else. Just like I always tell my clients, we need to have our own definition of what wealth is to us and what success is to us. And even our level of health, like people are going, healthy is healthy, right? But some people, and I say, like if I joined the Boston Marathon and I made it a city block, I would be very happy, right? But some people, if they're going to join the Boston Marathon, they're not going to be happy and fulfilled unless they come in top 10, right? Or unless they finish the whole race. So when I say checking ourselves before we wreck ourselves, because we may when we are always comparing ourselves and thinking the grass is greener on the other side, we may make choices and decisions that aren't so good, right, for us in the long run because we're looking for a quick fix or something and thinking, hey, that's going to get us what they have or what we think we want. So really sit down on a regular basis. And I work with clients with this all the time. And, with all the 8 dimensions of life, where are we? How fulfilled are we in that area of our lives? Because then we know where we need to spend a little extra time working on ourselves. Because it all comes from us. If we are not looking at what we are blessed, even the smallest blessings, the blessings that we already have, and being grateful for things, because everything starts with gratitude and grateful, even the smallest things. Because when we can look at those things that we are grateful for, then the bigger things, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm grateful for that too. As humans, we have a tendency of overlooking things. We overlook some of the things and take them for granted, whether they're things or relationships, those or people in our lives. So we need to take some time on a regular basis, whether you do it even every 3 months, like once a quarter, try to do this for yourself and look at each of the 8 dimensions of your life, meaning your physical health, your intellectual health, your environmental health. And that's not ecological environment, but that's your home life, work life, school life, that environment that you find yourself in, even neighborhoods, right? That's the environmental. Then there's the occupational. That's whatever you're doing to create an income or getting your education, right? Then there is your social, which is your relationships, your emotional, which is your mental health. Then there's your spiritual health. And then there is your financial health. So all 8 of those dimensions, because it's going to be different for every single one of us. Each one of us consider ourselves happy or fulfilled with a different variation of each in each dimension. I call people out all the time. Don't think, and this is what happens, is people have a tendency of looking at other people and say, hey, they have everything, they have it all, they must be ecstatic. They must be happy. They must be fulfilled. But the thing is, many people, and we know on social media, most people, a lot of people are putting on these masks, right? There's these masks that people wear, and and they just only show the good stuff, right? They only show the good stuffs and pictures and videos and all this stuff. You don't see behind the scenes of how miserable a certain area of their life may be, or where they may be struggling in a certain area of their life. So we see this. It's human nature to put that mask on for other people and not show how maybe they may be struggling in a certain area. So I always say it's like people trying to keep these plates spinning, right? You got your circus act. Every single one of us is a circus act. Really think about this. We all have. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what country you're from. It doesn't matter your religion. It doesn't matter your sex. It doesn't matter, all these things. It doesn't matter your age. We all have these plates in all of those 8 dimensions that we're trying to keep spinning and balancing. Well, when one starts slowing down and wobbling over here, we got to run over and get that going. But this one over here is getting ready to fall. We are all risers. Every single one of us are our own circus act. And for you to think and just look at somebody, whether you're looking at them and watching them on, if they're an actor or actress, or whether they're um, on one of your favorite sports, whether they are a singer, whether they're, an actor, whether, whoever it is, it could be your neighbor, it could be somebody at church. When you look at people and think that they have it all together and that they don't have any struggles in their lives, anybody that tells you, if anybody comes out and tells you, hey, I've got everything and everything's perfect and all that, I'm going to call them out, and I want you guys to call them out. They're full of SHI up to their eyeballs. None of us, not any person, not any one person has everything all completely balanced, completely all the time, and no one can do it consistently. So what I'm getting to with all this, because these things tie together, because if God is for us, who can be against us? Well, again, Satan's going to keep attacking. He's going to keep attacking. And how he does that, guess what, risers? Just like I said in about Proverbs, and that's why I wanted to do this video about this, because a peaceful heart leads to a healthy body. But when jealousy, and when we are comparing ourselves to others, and that's when things start to fall, and that's Satan sitting on our shoulders. Oh, well, you need to have that. Oh, they're doing so much better. Oh, I'm not worthy. I can't, I'll never have anything like that. Just really, that's where he is stepping in. So know that, again, the peaceful heart, as long as we are having a peaceful heart, God is pleased with us. If we're doing what it is that makes, right, that's going to make him joyful, we're able to have a peaceful heart. Just thinking of that, because when we put this stress, because what we're doing when we have jealousy and envy, we're the ones piling it on ourselves. That's what it is. We're piling this stress on ourselves and the comparison game, and playing that game with ourselves and on ourselves. And that's all Satan. That's what he's doing. That's what he's doing, is he's trying to manipulate. So risers, that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. The tips, tools, and tactics. I reach out to me if you have questions on how you can do this on a quarterly basis or even a monthly basis if you're struggling in a certain area. Because what I do is work with the clients on doing this so that they know where they're struggling. So we can really pinpoint where it is they're struggling. And then we can figure out what different and what can we do or what can I help them learn how to be able to do to make the biggest impact, to make a healthy, right? Make those healthy choices and decisions to up level their fulfillment and happiness in that area of their lives. That's what it's all about. My degree of again, definition of success, definition of wealth is going to be different than what it is going to be for somebody else, just like it is for you. You know, your definition of these things are probably different than mine. But one thing we do have in common, every single one of us, every single person on this globe, we all have those 8 dimensions. Okay, risers. Until next time, continue to rise above the challenges that life bring your way. And Satan, go away. Your games aren't going to work. Until next time, continue to rise above the challenges that life bring your way. And have a great day.